again, do whatever you want to your body. If you're gay, lesbian, straight, if you do coke, if you do speed, do it to your body. Go ahead. I don't have a problem with that. But don't sit here and whine to me that you got sores all over your fucking face because you do meth. You don't make good life choices. And
Okay,
it's like
so-
you
Yeah,
can't.
I don't think.
But no, if you want to be overweight, you want to stuff stuff in your mouth, fine. But you better fucking try to be like, I'm very happy with myself and I make good life choices. No, you don't.
And I think the three of us agree with that general principle. The problem that I have, where it becomes maybe a problem for me, and again, I'm very torn about it, between letting people live and let live and celebrating everybody's shape. Okay, I get that. But what kind of message are we sending to our children? Like,
Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Like that's very simplistic. It's take care of yourself. You can't. If your diet is wrong. I mean, how many times have we been on a diet and we started exercising? And Brent, I've seen you multiple times running across the street. I'm like, good for him, dude. It's fucking ice cold outside. Brent is just running with his dog. Good for him. Okay, that dude can probably make good decisions. He's doing something he doesn't want to do.
Fact.
Who doesn't want to fucking eat an ultimate cheeseburger at 6 a.m?
Preach.
I do. I eat ice cream on Saturdays. You guys should see me when I'm going ham on food. I eat ice cream and cereal first thing in the morning. I'm talking 8 in the morning, okay? But I've earned that day. I have earned that day to fucking eat what I want. I've earned that day. For 6 days a week, I eat clean. I don't exercise because I'm too lazy, but I make way better life choices by eating clean. And a lot of people can do that. And you can't trust people to make decisions either for you, for your friends, or for someone like in power, if they don't even go, you know what, I'll eat the salad this time.
You know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I make great life choices.
Hey everybody, welcome to Modesty and Frugal People. It's your boy Big Daddy Dominic Alvarez. Of course, joining me on the table, Mike. What had happened was
What's
Barrera.
going on,
Today we
everybody?
have a special guest, a buddy of mine. He's right across the street from me. We have really good conversations and stuff, and it's very. I'm very happy that he's here.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, right on, man. Because he's a different aspect of the brown friends I have. You know what I mean? We all pretty much have the same mentality, and Brent just brings a different aspect. But man, he's brown at heart. I'm telling you right now, Brent.
Black from the waist down.
Black from the waist down, Edwards. How you doing, man?
Fantastic, brother. Appreciate you guys having me
Yeah,
on.
man. Good to be here. But dude, you brought some Knob Creek straight rye whiskey, dude, and this is awesome. I've been drinking this for just a couple minutes, but it's a really good whiskey, and I thank you for bringing it, man.
My pleasure, man. Yeah, it's so rye whiskey is sort of it's my sipping whiskey of choice. I mean, I like bourbon as well. The Knob Creek, this is a good one. This is the first bottle I've bought of it. I'm a fan. Bullet is probably my favorite rye. But yeah, it seems to have a nice flavor
Super
palette to
smooth.
it. Yeah, super
Super
smooth. It's
smooth.
pretty
I
sweet.
wasn't
I mean,
gonna
I'm no.
drink none, but now.
I mean,
yeah, dude, it's easy to
I'm
drink.
I'm no whiskey expert. I don't pretend to be,
nah.
but the rye whiskey is kind of my flavor. It's got whiskey is cool because it's got like this kind of sugar flavor to it, right? I don't know how they make it.
Well, I don't know about that one.
I think it's sweet.
But dude, we were talking about, we're kind of let people live and let live, and I'm
Amen.
with the same thing. If you want to do drugs, you want to do it to you, and as long as it doesn't hurt anyone. Hey, who am I to judge, right? I mean,
Amen.
who doesn't like to get fucked up on on drinking and stuff like that? So, yeah, so you know what I mean. Do that, but when Mike was in a situation, he was in was it federal or so he was at court. He was filing some paperwork and stuff like that, and he sees just this lady, and she's just not very presentable for court. As a matter of fact, she was nowhere near presentable to be around a court.
If you're in that professional setting, if you want like them, I mean, it's not up to them, but if you want, it's up to the judge. But if you want somebody to take you seriously, it's like you got to present yourself, in a professional manner.
Yeah.
When you come in some booty shorts and it's like, and you're bitching and complaining about child support, it's like, obviously that's the reason why you dress and you are the way you are, because you didn't handle your business.
Right.
So
let me ask you a question. Like I remember this in high school. there were it was like sex ed or home ec. I don't know what it was, but there was two girls in my classroom. Of these, I guess they like to expose themselves. What's the word? Like
Revealing?
Revealing. I
they
guess
dress like slutty.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't say it,
girls?
but yeah, they did. So provocatively, they dressed provocatively,
All right.
and they were like, "I don't like going out, and all these guys are all over me, and I'm just trying to have fun." I'm like, okay. There's two things that's going on in my mind. One, you are right. Yes, you have the right to dress the way you want and go out and have a good time without being bothered. Two, if you dress provocatively as what we would say society would say in a sexual manner, have your cleavage out, you have a really small mini skirt, and all you're I'm not saying you're asking for it, but you're asking for it.
Okay, so
At least, well, no, you want attention, you're gonna get it. Whether the
exactly.
extreme goes, because obviously I don't want anything bad to happen to these ladies, but I mean, dude,
like-
if I run around naked, start jacking off and saying Coney 2012 or 2000 something, you're fucking asking for it, right?
okay, I Dave Chappelle put this one to bed already because Dave Chappelle put it like this, and I'm paraphrasing. Well, he said women who dress provocatively do not want to be called or considered whores. I'm not a whore. Just because I dress like this does not make me a whore.
Okay.
And Dave Chappelle said that's fair enough. But if you put on a cop's uniform, you might not be a cop. You might not be a whore, but you're wearing a whore's uniform. And
Yeah,
so, you know, that therein lies the problem is like I understand women, you know, this whole slut shaming thing. I'm against it. I'm with the people who say
I'm pro sluts.
I'm
Totally
with
pro sluts.
I am with the people who say that women should not be shamed for what they wear. There's no shame in wearing anything provocative, but you're wearing the uniform essentially, and even though there's no shame in it, and it's one of those things where I don't think people should be put down for being fat, dressing provocatively, making their own life decisions.
I agree with
I
that.
get it, but
No,
you
like,
have to understand what comes with
I
the
get it. I get it.
you have to
No,
understand
good
what comes
point.
with the territory with the uniform. You're going to get ogled. You're going to get
right.
looked at, and you know, I don't know the I don't know the answer.
I mean, I told a
Yeah,
story last week of me and Mike being profiled as we were being pulled over. Like, you know, I had cornrows in, I had a wife beater on, I had
You
a
had
system
cornrows?
bump. Yeah,
we
dude, I
had-
used to have really long hair, like down to my butt. And,
Really?
me and Mike, and we used to get them braided. And we would, I won't say
oh,
we
like
looked hood, but
Rastafari type.
No,
No, man.
no,
What?
Like straight
I don't know.
cornrow,
like
fucking,
cornrows, like
Oh,
so-
really?
Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say where stereotypically you can find these people. I'm just saying the hairstyle I chose. It was just cornrows. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we got profiled, and let's just put it that way. And we got pulled over because we just looked the part. We weren't doing anything wrong.
it just comes down to like you get treated the way you are dressed, regardless. Like if you're dressed professionally, like me, when I had long hair, job opportunities were like
Nil.
yeah. When I cut my hair, I'm shit you not. When I cut my hair, it was like, oh, we gotta, we want you to come in for an interview. Like I had like 5 interviews within the first week, and it was like, man,
It's because you were wearing the proper uniform, and your
yeah,
hair is a
and
part
I
of
had My
that.
hair, nice, trim, cut clean or whatever. But when
He
I
didn't,
had
he
my
didn't get
long
hired
hair-
for any of those jobs, though.
Well, because once they got him in there for the interview, they were
We're
like,
wait.
hard pass, hard pass.
he used to have long hair, didn't he?
But and I used to be the one to wear slacks and then the dress shirt but untucked.
Yeah.
But then I started tucking it in, wearing the belt, going the whole
Yeah.
nine, and people took me more seriously
Yeah.
versus the way I looked.
Well,
Yeah.
and
that
like you
goes-
said about the girl in court, it's not you are 100% correct. I agree that your appearance, no one is going to take you seriously unless you look like you should be taken seriously.
Yeah.
But the thing is it's not even for other people. It's for yourself. Yes. Get up, dress up, show up, because if you, and I'm not saying everybody has to wear a suit and tie everywhere. That's not what I'm saying at all. But the thing is you are going to perform at a different level based on your feelings about your own appearance.
Exactly.
And Deion Sanders, the great poet Deion Sanders, once said, somebody asked him one time why he always dresses in all these fancy suits and he's always dressed to the nines, etc. And again, I'm paraphrasing. I'm probably going to butcher this quote. But Deion Sanders, they asked him why he did it. And he said, you know why? Because when I look good, I feel good. When I feel good, I play good. And when I play good, I get paid good. And it's kind of a funny rhyme, but it's true. I mean,
didn't kill
you
that quote
dress
at
the
all. It
part.
was perfect. I was
Dress
like,
the part.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, dude, that's why I make shit money.
And I was here before he got here. So I was like,
Buy a
Dude,
new shirt, bro.
You gotta put on clothes, please. I was like, but it's just Brant. I was like, yes, Dominic. So Mike was in the bathroom gelling my hair. I was very upset at
yeah,
that.
man, like, if
No,
you
no,
wanna be
that's a
taken
great
seriously,
quote, man. And you know, that's what I was telling Mike again on the other podcast. I was like, I wore a certain shirt with certain jeans, and I wasn't trying to look like the way I felt, but I felt good because I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, God damn, like, hey, this is a 6.5, maybe almost 7 day. I can pull just about anything I want right now. I mean, the way I felt.
Out of
in reality.
100? Out of 100?
Brent, I left that part out on purpose, man. Shit.
But-
We're gonna cut this shit short.
Well, hey, and
Yeah.
it's true because you look in the mirror and you just nailed it. You looked in the mirror and you started telling yourself how good you looked, how awesome you are. Those positive, all it is simple positive affirmations.
Yeah.
And your life, every single day I wake up in the morning, part of my morning routine, one of the 6 things I do in
You
the
go
morning.
Shia LaBeouf on everybody.
Do it!
You can do it.
One of the things I do is positive affirmations, and it makes a huge impact in your life because what you tell yourself, your brain, your subconscious will eventually start believing whatever it is you're saying about yourself or anything in life.
Isn't
so
that crazy?
So people who have this outlook of I'm no good, I
can't
have bad
make it,
luck,
yeah.
the world sucks,
Like, that's
everyone's
one thing-
against me, they're going to go out and experience that
Exactly,
because that's the vibe they're
exactly.
giving out.
And that's one thing I tell my kids all the time. Whenever they say I can't, I was like, I hate that word. You don't
Yeah.
say you can't. You try and try and try until you're not able or whatever. But just don't say you can't. Just keep trying. Like even if you keep failing, you can eventually you're gonna get better at it and you're gonna do what you have to do. But don't ever say you can't.
That's why
I
John
hate
Wooden was
that.
the best because John Wooden in his book, what he talks about is perfection is not attainable. So everybody just throw your whatever it is that you're striving for, throw perfection out the window. Effort every single day is what counts. And getting up, like you said, it's try every single day. Do better today will provide yourself a better tomorrow. You're never going to be perfect. Everything isn't always going to work out. There's going to be adversity, but where is your effort and where is your mindset? That'll dictate 99% of your life.
Like
I don't give a
yesterday, I
shit
was
about
at-
your background or your skills.
I was at court yesterday and this dude's trying to get
You spend a lot of time at court, homie. What's going on? I'll refer you a lawyer after this.
Yeah.
I know some.
All these stories
Brent's
came from
starting to
yesterday.
sweat. Brent's starting to be like, whoa, God, he throws this court word around. I don't think he knows what court means. Court means you're a bad person.
No, he was
Or a
he
lawyer.
was there, and he's like talking about he wants custody of his kids, but he's an ex-alcoholic. He's or like it's been like 2 weeks since he stopped drinking, but he has
Two
he-
whole
he-
weeks,
He
Mike.
kept like
I've been drinking
saying
since March.
he kept saying like I don't think I can do it. I don't think It's like I kind of got tired and was like, dude, just do good by your daughter and do what you have to do. And stop fucking like trying to date and stuff. Like focus on you and what you got to do. And the outcome is always going to be on your side. Like if you're
Boom.
sitting there like, oh, I got to do better in life, but hey, I'm gonna go to this party.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go hang
Tomorrow.
out.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'm gonna start tomorrow. It's like, do it now.
Those
like,
people
do
are
it.
heavy. Those people are super heavy to have around. And there was one person. I mean, not a lot of people. I don't really cut people out of my life. I just don't. I mean,
You should. I
but-
cut off 10% of my friends list every
Oh.
single year purposefully.
Well, there was a
You
a
should try
time
it.
me and
It's
Mike,
incredible.
I was like, I kind of can't talk to Mike. And, he was going
Yeah,
through stuff.
and
I was
yeah,
going through stuff. And it was better that we didn't.
I've
have
been
one.
I've
And
been
look
there.
what
I've been in
happened.
I've been in both of your guys' shoes. I've been the cutter offer where I'm like, dude, I can't deal with you, and
you've
I've
been
been the
cut
cut off where
What?
oh, absolutely, man.
How dare they introduce me to those motherfuckers? I'll go up in their ass. How
Hey.
dare you cut off Brent Edwards, you sumbitch.
I appreciate you.
Wait,
having
what
my
did
back.
you do that was so bad?
Oh man, if you
That's-
knew me
That's
from
personal,
if you
man.
knew,
Like,
hey,
that's-
I'll,
that's
I'll,
like,
I'll share, man. I'm telling you, if you knew me from 2005 to about 2009, about spring of 2009 is when I really started turning my life around. I had all kinds of substance abuse issues, alcoholism, running
that's-
with the wrong crowd. And I was raised in a good family with good friends and good morals and all that stuff.
yeah.
And then I just found a path in life for a short period of time where the lifestyle I was leading was not good enough for the good people that had raised me. And so they said, you know what? Where you're at in your life, you're going to be cut off for right now. But guess what? Every single one of those people, all the good people that raised me, that saw me, you know, kind of go through that winding road, when I was ready to turn my life around and I reached out for help, all of those good people that had cut me off were the first ones to reach out and help me up. But sometimes it takes being cut off.
Yes,
Dude, rock bottom,
thank
man.
you.
Rock bottom is
and like I'm on your level right now, like because all the people that cut me off pretty much like welcome me back with open arms, and you know. Yes, exactly. Yeah,
Boy,
and I'm talking to you.
Who was Big Daddy? Big Daddy was one of the first ones there.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Big Daddy, I need help.
It takes that isolation for you to actually get your head on straight. And like, you know what? I really wronged a lot of people that really had my back. And then the people that I was looking out for that I thought had my back really didn't have my back.
Boom.
You know? And it's like
Yeah.
they left me on the back burner when these people that had my back and always had my back, I left them on the back burner. And it kind of just karma caught up, and
Yeah.
you know,
Totally. And you know what I realized? You know what I realized is that the people who cut me off, it wasn't because of some charitable thing like, Brent, I'm doing this for your own good.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't that. You know what it was? It was, Brent, you are like you just said, those are heavy people to be around.
yeah.
They were like, Brent, you're one of these people that you're dragging me the fuck
Yeah.
down, man. Being around you is like a wet blanket. Your attitude sucks. Your
Yeah.
lifestyle sucks. Everything about you sucks. So I'm not doing this. Like, none of them did it. At least I didn't feel like at the time. None of them did it for the good of me. They did it for the good of their own motherfucking selves, and I
Yeah,
thank them
exactly.
for it. But at the
Yeah.
time, I was like, you know what? You don't want to be near me.
Yeah.
Ride or die.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
I was cool back
exactly.
then. Then
There's
I got
one
my
person,
head on straight.
Just one person, and I realized this as I was getting older, and he was just, I can't do this because of this, and this won't happen because of that, and it was a nonstop paradox. It was just nonstop, and I go, well, you could just do this, and it's like, but I can't because of this, and it's like, got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Like, and I can't. They, again, like last week, I was like, their aura is just, it's super bad. And it's just like, I can't be around that. And now the people that I grew
100,
up
man.
with, and like I said, me and Mike, per se, you know, there was a time we didn't speak to one another, but now Mike is in such a good place now to where I can speak to him openly, and I can just tell him my 100% true feelings, because he's like, yeah, man, I get it. You know, instead of you need to, you know, just super come back with well, here's my bigger problem. It's like,
Yeah, and that was me back in the day. It was like they would, you know, voice their opinion, and I'd be like, well, but, and I always had that but like excuse for the like justifying what I did, but in actuality, I was just being a douchebag. I was thinking about myself, and
Boom. Yeah.
I didn't care about nobody but myself, because I was in my adolescence that I didn't care. I was, you know, a one-man team. I was the lone wolf, and finally I opened my eyes, and you know, like
You took the words right out of my mouth, man. When, I mean, when you're talking about thinking about yourself, Brent was the only person on Brent's mind in those darker days, you know.
yeah.
but those are fun though.
Hey,
those
there-
are fun.
I'll admit bits and pieces. And you know what? I wouldn't be the man I am today. And I'm very proud of the person I've become and that I'm becoming, because I subscribe to John Wooden's philosophy of just try to get better every day. Perfection isn't
Who
there.
is this John Wooden dude? You mentioned him a couple times. Who is this guy? I don't know. Well, we're in the middle of a fucking show.
I mean, not now.
Oh,
But, I mean, you
just I wanted him to. Oh my God,
John Wooden was the head basketball coach for UCLA. He
okay.
won a record 88 straight games, 10 national championships. He's like a god in the college basketball world.
Oh,
One of the
okay.
greatest college basketball coaches of all time. And the thing about his success is his success came so massively, but with so much modesty.
Mm.
And he might have been ugly. Maybe you're right. Maybe modesty is for ugly people, because he was old and red. No, but no, I meant wretched.
Racist.
I said wretched, not
Oh,
red.
you said red. I'm like,
not
now
wretched.
he hates the gingers.
So he
Jesus
was the
Christ.
Indian.
So
Oh, Mike, you can't say that nowadays, Mike. What's the matter with you?
this isn't live, right? We can edit that. Okay, let's edit that out.
I ain't editing out shit.
So John,
He hates the Irish and he hates the. I love everybody, and Mike hates black Facts. If you listen to our last
You're an
episode,
asshole. I explained myself, bitch.
I edit all that
All
shit
lives
out.
matter, motherfucker.
Oh man, matters.
So back to John Wooden.
yes, please.
So John Wooden was one of the most successful coaches of all time, and like on such a massive scale, and he did so many things that nobody had ever even come close to. I mean, 10 national championships, 88 consecutive. His teams did not lose a basketball game for something like 3.5 years. He coached the best players. He got the best players with the biggest egos to buy into his system, and everybody wanted to know why. So he wrote a couple books towards the tail end of his career when he was in, like, I think his 70s and 80s. And the wisdom in the books that he wrote are incredible because it's not a formula for basketball success. It's a formula for life success. And he'll be the first person to tell you, like, I was here training young men to be grown men. And the framework was basketball, but the philosophy that he teaches is life. And anybody who's interested in any kind of personal development, I mean, Wooden is one of the best books you can read.
All right, then. That's actually good to know because
It's an easy read too. I mean, it's
it has
super
pictures
easy.
in it then, so I can read.
There might be some.
visuals.
Okay, cool.
The font is really big, so it's like
perfect.
110 pages, but
yeah, it's like 23 font size. I'm like, oh, thank God. Small words, big
Yeah.
font. I am there.
small words, big font, and the book could probably fit. Yeah, it could fit in your
That's
back
like
pocket.
right up
so,
my alley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
Do
you
they
know
have
what?
a movie?
A movie on personal development, man. That would be just excruciating. That would be excruciating. It would
man,
have to be a documentary, and I love documentaries, but I don't know how you
Oh
make
man,
that
it depends
documentary.
on what documentary. Because there's a few that I'm like, wow, I really enjoyed that, and then there's others I had to sit through. I'm like,
Hey,
don't turn it off.
the
you know?
subject matter, it doesn't. The subject matter is irrelevant as long as it's narrated by David Attenborough or Sigourney Weaver. Count me in. None of this
I'm Morgan
Oprah bullshit.
Freeman
I
kinda
was about to say,
guy.
I'm Morgan Freeman.
I can go all the way with that.
Okay,
dude.
so his voice is beautiful. I'm not sitting
Or
here
an
arguing that.
Englishman. You can go with an Englishman.
That's David Attenborough.
He could say like, look at this cow shit. It's the most magnificent
Look at this
shit.
cow shot.
And I'm like, that is right. Shouldn't we think about that if it came from an Englishman?
Have you ever seen Planet Earth?
oh,
so-
The series?
Dude,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that,
man,
dude.
it was
That's-
fucking great.
That's-
It's
dude.
great because of
Did
David
you see it in
Attenborough.
IMAX?
Nah, I watch it
I
on
did.
Netflix. Nah,
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm a Netflix.
I got.
fan.
I can't go to movies.
I was like,
Yeah,
I fall asleep in movies.
Yeah, but dude, Brent,
I get-
on to you, my friend.
Ooh,
God,
on to
on
me.
you. You're my neighbor, buddy. I went over to your house
sweating,
across. Yeah, I know.
the
I
lights
told you
on
this
you,
room
like,
gets hot, man.
interrogating.
Sorry, yeah. So I'll turn the lights down. Put some
where were
can-
you on?
I feel like
But
I'm
no,
getting
no, you're a
interrogated.
hard-working dude, and I could see.
dude.
And the first thing I
Hard work
noticed
pays
about
off,
you,
bro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Showing across the street.
yeah, Mike wouldn't know. Brent, Brent, like the thing I noticed about you right when you first moved in and you introduced yourself, super aggressive personality, and some people would find that intimidating. I do.
Both of those things are facts.
Yeah,
Intimidating
yeah.
to him
But
because you're
the-
like more cooler.
You know what? Intimidating.
What? On what planet? That's some bullshit.
Intimidating is a very nice way of putting that. I would say like maybe annoying or
No,
overbearing. But
You have an aggressive personality, and
Totally.
it goes with your work though, and that's why you're successful in your work.
True.
And that's what I want to get on. Like when I first noticed you, my wife would be she's a snooper of the neighbors, and she goes,
and
"He's
we
always-
love
he's
her
always
for
home."
it, by the way.
Well, you love her for it,
Outside
man. I
Kiera and
shame her for that.
Kiera and I both. Kiera and I, we know that Kiera and I could disappear for a month and leave our front door open, and nothing's gonna happen because Kalina's on watch. So,
She'll call me.
Kalina, if you're
Like, I
listening to
can
this,
lock my keys in
Yeah.
my car in front of your
Oh,
house,
my
and you're like,
God.
oh, it's
Kalina, if you're listening to this episode, good looking out. You keep an eye on 2970. Okay.
So basically,
That's
they're calling you a
important.
watchdog. Man. That's how
or a snitch. I mean,
It's not a snitch if it's for your benefit, homie.
Snitches get stitches, bitches. So, you make your own schedule, and that was the crazy thing because she goes, "Man, he's either home for a week or he is gone for a week. Like, what the fuck's up with that? You need to go find out, Dom." I go, "I ain't finding out a goddamn thing. You fucking go talk to him." So, but you do. So, like, because
slinging
yeah,
drugs and
I'm like your wife. I stay in the house. I don't talk to anyone, and that's why I'm pale. Like, I can actually get really dark, but I'm very pale. But she just like, go find out right now, and I'm like, God, hey, Brent, what's going on, brother? I haven't seen you outside yet. So, but you make your own schedule. You
Yeah.
work very hard to make your own schedule. So how does that work? Like, what accumulated yourself to be your own boss, make your own schedule. You work super hard in real estate, right?
Correct. I own a small real estate company. Yep.
And that's great, man. I mean, how old are you?
I just turned 30.
He's younger than us. I fucking hate.
You know what?
Fucking hate.
Get out.
Fucking hate when people are younger than me, and way more
We're having
successful.
technical difficulties.
What are you 3 years older than me? We're
32. I'm turning 33 this year.
okay.
Yeah,
So you're
turning
2 years
33.
old. So we're the same
Okay,
age.
but no, I mean, dude, at 30 years old, you have your own small business. I mean, it's a business. It's yours. You're the boss.
Small or
You
not,
make
it's
your
business.
and you work hard
Pays the
still.
bills.
Like you work very hard in your personal life. I've seen the projects you've done. You have a beautiful backyard. You just bought a cool ass RV, working on it by yourself. And I don't know if you're a handyman or not. I'm not. I try, but I'm not. But you work super hard.
Enough
about that.
YouTube videos, anybody can become one. That's basically what I
Thank
do.
the Lord for that.
Pretty much.
Yeah, amen.
But yeah, so what attests to that? How did that become Brent Edwards, the hard worker? And then, I mean, obviously you were talking about you went through a windy road, but all of a sudden here comes this dude that, I mean, I don't know about your, I'll find about that later and I'll judge you. I will. But, but from what I know now, you are just a good dude and you work super hard. And I'm very jealous of that. And I'm like,
Thank
I
you,
wish
man.
I had the
Appreciate you saying
ambition
that.
to do that. I don't. I'm very lazy. So
That's
Very.
that self-talk.
His wife was mowing the lawn earlier, so.
well, she likes doing that.
No.
I lift heavy shit, keep the kids alive. That's my job. So
Hey,
come on,
those are
Brent,
two
lay
very
it down.
important-
So how did that go from windy road to your own business?
God, man, that's a great question, and I don't want
I
to.
thought he was gonna say it was a long story. I'm like, not here.
No,
we got another like 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, that was a great. It's a great question, and I don't want to bore our listeners with all of the details.
Good.
But,
So Mike,
but I will tell you this, like how I got here. Honestly, like I was talking about, so I was going down this winding road, and I was fighting a lot of issues, both mentally. I had fought some mental health issues, depression, things of
he
that
wiped
nature.
his nose. He wiped his nose.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that.
He did it.
So I was having some mental health issues, but mostly just fighting some depression. I think it mostly had to do. Yeah, I think it mostly had to do, to be honest with you, with the lifestyle I was leading. It was a very dark, depressing life. I was hanging out with people I didn't like, doing things I didn't like doing. But when booze and drugs fuel your world, that you'll find yourself there.
I mean, it gets you where you want to go, but I mean, well, it gets you going, but not to where you want to go.
It's honestly, drugs and alcohol is one gigantic step forward and 5 even bigger steps backwards. So
that's
yeah,
crazy,
it really
man.
does.
And I can vouch for you because I've been on that road or whatever. But like,
Really?
yeah, dude.
The-
I mean, like it may. I'm not gonna put it on
Oh,
blast,
Lord,
but you know what I mean. But
yeah.
like I understand. Like Dominic, he's a square. He's been a square since fucking high school. He's
Amen, brother. I wish.
And I'm not. I mean, I'm
I was
judging him
a
'cause he's
square.
bitch,
I was a
but-
square the day I
but-
was born through high school, and then there was a
but
rough
you-
year.
So you ain't got no damn excuse. You put yourself on that goddamn road.
I certainly
like,
did.
like that lifestyle of like drinking and partying and fucking like just doing stuff that you wanted to do, but it wasn't getting you nowhere.
Exactly
that,
right.
That pulled you in.
So I
and-
found myself at this crossroads, and God bless my parents, because they called me out. They were like, "All right, dude, like we've been watching this for 4 or 5 years now, and enough is enough. Like, what's the problem here?" And it was a long time. And so anyway, I agreed with them. I said, you know what, this has been a long time coming. I do need to do something because I don't feel good. I got the help I needed. I'm a huge advocate of professional therapy, mental health.
Really?
Professionals, huge
think
advocate
so?
for it, because I was
Wow.
the winding road I was going down. I was basically circling the toilet bowl, man. I mean, 5 more years on the life I was leading, I don't know if I'd be alive today.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
So
See, that's the difference between a white family and a brown family. Brown family would be like, you need to get your shit together. No,
Oh,
you
man.
ain't living at my house. Brand, they just reached out to him.
my mom called me and she's like, enough is enough, and I was like, yeah, I agree. And
my mom's slipper was my therapy. I mean, I'm just
La
saying.
chancla? Are you Mexican? La chancla?
Okay, hold on. That's Mexican. That's racist, sir.
I was just
See, white
wondering.
people think we're all the fucking same. That's some bullshit, man. Chunkla. Chunkla's my word, son.
We must not be from America.
See, that was my last episode. Oh man. Yeah,
You know, you guys are all just some shade of brown, but it's all good. So anyway, so my mom said enough is enough. I was like, yeah, I probably agree with you. And my parents were living in LA at the time, and my dad was on my doorstep 3 hours later. My mom said enough is enough. I said I agree. We hung up the phone, and my dad was on my doorstep. He's like, all right, here we go. We're snapping you out of it. And I'm not gonna get into. I won't get into all the details because I know we're probably running short on time. But basically,
hey, there's no such thing. This is our show. I'll fucking run this shit to the ground.
So basically, my dad who, you know, he slept on my couch for a few days and watched me live my life for 3 days, and I, you know, couldn't. He's like, okay, I just want you to do what you do, and I'll just sit here and hang out and be. He's like, I want to be a fly on the wall, and that's when I realized I can't do anything I normally do. And my
it's embarrassing.
It's
super
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
Embarrassing doesn't even. Yeah, it's embarrassing. It's
Shameful,
shameful.
yeah.
It's almost physically painful because my dad is a man of very high integrity. He's a very high integrity person. He cares a lot, but also when he's on a mission, when he showed up at my door, I'm like, oh fuck, something's gonna happen because my dad doesn't drive from LA to San Diego, show up on my doorstep unannounced to be like, hey son, is everything okay? No, some actions were going to be taken when my dad showed up on my doorstep. So for 3 days, I didn't do a goddamn thing, and he's like, where are we going? What are we doing? What are you up to? You know, and I'm like, and
so funny.
dude, it in retrospect, it's hilarious, but at the time, and you know what, he was very supportive of me and trying to make these changes. But so my parents and I both decided, like, hey, enough is enough. I seek professional help. I got the help I needed. I'm a huge advocate for it now because of it, but that's probably a topic for another episode.
Sure.
So as I started like overcoming those sort of interpersonal demons, one of the first things I started doing was, like you were describing earlier, treating myself better, eating right and exercising. So all of a sudden, not only did like I kick, you know, the destructive drugs I was doing, but I was also toning down the drinking. I was getting on a tighter schedule. I started feeling better physically, and that was step one. Step one was getting better physically. I started eating better.
That was the point I was trying to make, like, way earlier.
Getting better.
He said it better.
Shit.
Getting better physically was the first thing. And then once I was better physically, it allowed, in conjunction, my mentality started changing. I started looking better. I started feeling better. I started waking up in the morning, instead of being like, I'm a hungover piece of shit, I can't believe I did X, Y, and Z last night. I would wake up in the morning few minutes earlier, and it wasn't overnight. I mean, I was sleeping until noon or 1, and it's not like all of a sudden I started waking up at 5. It's like I went from 1 to 12:30, and then all of a sudden I was waking up at 11:30, and holy shit, it's a.m. And then 10:30, and on and on and on, and the improvements were really slight. And this was in 2009, so I'm like 7 years on this journey. And so that's how it started. So I started feeling physically better. My mindset started changing because I started feeling physically better. My mindset led into new ambition. So instead of I'm a piece of shit, I was waking up in the morning thinking, wow, I really did good yesterday. It wasn't perfect, but it was better than the day before. And today I'm going to do something even better and even better and even better. Yeah. There's another book out there that I read called The Compound Effect. And it's about how these little tiny decisions, having one less beer, going to bed an hour earlier, making these tiny decisions, but compacted over a long period of time, can make a gigantic impact.
It's
in
called
your life.
bricks. It's called bricks.
That's
to
exactly
a
what it is.
foundation.
That's
and
exactly
when
what
you
it is.
make these incremental steps to a better future or a better tomorrow, and that was it. It's just a day at a time. So when you make these incremental steps, have the one, just switch out. Just get one salad. You can have great ass shit in your salad. Trust me, to make it just as bad as a burger. But at least, you know what I mean?
It's called a gallon of ranch, and I live that life.
Yeah, you know, but at least you're the positivity in your mind, the mentality you're on, the path that you want to be on is just, that's better than this. You're right.
Yes.
You're right.
The
And then
mindset
all of a
totally
sudden,
changes.
it's momentum. It's the hardest momentum in the world.
100%.
But once you get the ball rolling, all of a sudden you go, hey, it is 11:30, it is 10, it is 9, and all of a sudden it led you to your business now.
And so this is yeah, exactly. And so this is how it happens. So I'm on this path, and I'm feeling better, and every day I'm waking up a little bit earlier, and I'm saying nicer things about myself in the morning because I'm proud that I woke up at 11 instead of noon. I woke up one day for the first time in 2 years without a hangover, without being strung out on something, and I was like
2 years without a hangover. That's rock star shit, dude.
I mean,
I felt bad for like 2 days in a row. But I'm like,
But
shit.
so for true. But at the time I was also 22, 23.
Oh yeah,
I'd
no, we were
in college, fresh out of college. I'm in those years where that is almost forgivable, maybe not to the extent that I was rolling, but so I started saying nicer things to myself, and every day I wanted to wake up and feel better than I did the day before, and
That's a good key word. You wanted it.
I want.
You
Oh yeah,
wanted it.
and we're saying a lot of cliches, but what the real turning point for me is. So all of these things started happening. Also, in this time where I started making improvements, I got a job. My cousin actually hired me at his company, which was a huge turning point for me because he paid me a very generous salary and kind of looked after me and taught me the ropes. And what I realized was, and that was in the real estate industry, not doing what I do now, but it was a similar field. And I realized all of these things about me in a very short period of time. 1, I'm capable. 2, all I do is talk shit about myself. And
All I do is win, no matter
what?
Sorry, I had to take it on.
And 3, how do I continue the good and leave the bad in the past? And what I realized was saying nice shit about myself in the mirror was a comforting experience regardless of what was going on, because at that time, we're talking 2009, the economy was melting down, people were losing jobs left and right. I was in the foreclosure industry, so we were repoing people's houses left and right.
Shit.
So-
You were loved then, weren't you?
On the news. Oh, dude, yeah. I would get calls all the time with how much people love me. And so what I...
God.
What
I get the same calls, trust me.
So what I
The
realized...
text messages or the chat.
What I realized is the world didn't get any better. I got better. And that changed my entire perspective. And that it sounds like... I feel like I'm just sitting here saying a bunch of cliches. But at the end of the day... What I realized,
Cliches work.
They haven't became, or they don't become a cliche unless people start to realize that's true. It's real.
true.
Like the stereotype. There are certain stereotypes in the world that you just go, yeah, that's actually true though. But and the same thing with the cliche. You know what I mean? One step at a time. No shit.
and
Hard work pays off.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
it-
And
Again,
so-
not for Mike though.
And so I was, I'm like a big, I'm just like my dad in that I'm like a realist, right? So when people say all these cliches, hard work pays off, believe in yourself, all this shit, I'm like, okay, fucking bullshit. Like the guy talking on the podcast about how all of a sudden one day he started believing in himself, I was like, that's a crock of shit. But eventually, when you take really small bits and pieces of that over a long period of time, it works out. So I got into the real estate industry. I realized I liked real estate. Foreclosures was kind of, I loved doing foreclosures, but I would
It was hell.
dude, honestly, I loved that job, but I would
take that.
prefer, but in order for that job to be a through the roof success, a lot of people have to be hurting. So I was like, okay, I'm a pretty positive person in general. I want everybody to look good and feel good and like everything to be good. So I hopped on the other side of things, the brokerage side. And basically what I realized about myself in the first year or 2 while I was getting myself mentally right was that mindset was key. I didn't know everything. I certainly didn't know how to keep my mindset up the way I needed to. Yeah. And so I hired a coach. I hired a business coach / life coach / personal coach. The guy does, he helps me through every aspect of my life. He's a real estate specific coach. He teaches you about real estate, but this particular person who coaches me, shout out Dean Ayers. He is an incredibly thoughtful person in so many aspects of life. And so I hired a coach, and this guy, I've been with him for going on 5 years now. And that's where the breakthrough happened. That's where the ambition, the hard worker, the positivity, the high level of mindset about I could do anything, crush anyone regardless of skill set and experiences, because I wake up every day and I tell myself, I'm the best. I'm deserving of success. I'm worthy of wealth and profits. I'm the best husband and father. I'm the best agent for the job. I'm the best friend that another person could have. And there's a list of about 16 things. I'm doing the best I can today to build myself a better tomorrow. I literally wake up every morning and say those sentences and more out loud in a mirror. And if nothing else, at 5 a.m. when I wake up and I look at myself and I say, you're the fucking best. If nothing else, when I get a phone call, my first phone call at 7:30, like, you fucking suck, you're fired as my real estate agent, The next morning, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to say, you're the fucking best. And that's how you power through. That's where the work ethic came from. All of those nice things, which I really appreciate you saying. At the beginning, I was not always like that. In fact, I wasn't like that. 3 years ago, 4 years ago. This is all fairly new to me. And my coach has always been coaching me up on this. For 5 years, he's been coaching me up on this. And I've really only taken his advice on the mindset and the life skills in the last 6 months.
Well, dude,
Of
it
5
takes,
years.
it takes repetition, though.
I've taken his real estate advice for 4.5 years, and I've done pretty good / okay. I mean, for a new guy, 4 years in the business, I'm making money. You know, I'm paying the bills. It's going well. I've only taken his life advice in the last 6 months. And the last 6 months, I've found a bigger progression in my personal life, my relationship, my marriage, my parenthood, and my business. I've found more growth in 6 months with personal development than I had in 4.5 years winging it and only taking the real estate advice.
That's crazy.
So that's where I'm at. That's how it happened.
Good for you, man.
And I could, and it's not rocket science. You don't have to hire my coach and pay him the money that I pay him.
Well, I'm not gonna.
No.
Because you've seen my wife.
Nor-
And she'll
Does he
straighten.
take-
You know what the funny thing is
Does it
about
take
my
food
wife?
stamps?
I'm telling EBI? Does he EBT? Does he do EBI? I'm sorry. That's a jiu-jitsu tournament. But you know what? Dude, what a fascinating story you just told. I mean,
yeah,
that was
inspiring.
like 4 or 5 years, like crushed into 5 minutes.
I
which
tried
is
my
cool.
best to keep it short, but I tend to be a talker.
Dude,
But
dude,
it was
listen,
perfect.
we
It
can
was
make this
on
as long as
point.
we want. I don't give a shit. This is our show.
But it got to me, man. I'm like,
It didn't get to me because I fucking seen him hammered, all right? And he's seen me hammered almost with no pants.
I may or may not be hammered right now with this
Yeah, shit.
knob.
I mean, dude, we're crushing this Knob Creek shit. But I mean,
Oh,
thank
just
you
real
for-
quick. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm
No,
just saying
absolutely.
this segment is
I
brought to you
interrupt
by this segment is brought to you by Knob Creek Straight Rye Resin.
Straight rye whiskey.
Small batch.
Straight rye whiskey.
Small batch, patiently. I can
Yeah,
barely
see,
read.
now-
Patiently aged, 100 proof. Brought to you by
because Dom's
Knob Creek.
a user of Ray's tampons.
Oh, Raise Tampons are a real sponsor. This is a real sponsor, ladies and gentlemen. If you go to raisetampons.com, they have bulk prices at the
what was it? What was it? Small but strong.
small but strong.
Short but
they
bulky.
have the bulk prices of 1,000 tampons all the way down to your average size $20. So
Do
go to
you
raisetampons.com.
guys make a tampon for wide set vaginas and a heavy flow? Because I'm experiencing
It's called the
leakage.
man pond.
I'm
I was gonna say, it's
experiencing
called the
leakage left.
Mike series. Mike series for big vaginas. The Mike series. It's called a tampon 22,000.
XL.
Dude, but Brent,
It's like a Louisville Slugger with a string on
holy
the end.
shit. Goddamn, some twine.
So
to
yeah,
pull that bitch out, some paracord. But dude, thank you for being super honest on the show, man. I mean, I always think Mike. I mean, he's super honest on the show, but we have guests here, and they're all my buddies. Again, this is just our show. This is just us having fun, and we get an outlet. But thank you for so much for putting yourself out there, and
Yeah, and I'm pretty
maybe
sure
this
to
helps someone.
One
Maybe
of our
this is.
listeners, they're gonna be inspired. Like, well, a lot of our listeners.
Well, maybe. Yeah,
I'm
I hope so.
inspired. I'm just saying, like, I'm like,
Yeah, that's because Mike.
because he's a fucking hater. But I'm saying,
I'm not
like,
a
for real,
hater. I'm
for
just
real.
saying.
I'm like, wow, that does make sense.
It's
because
very inspiring,
Yeah,
though.
dude,
I mean,
'cause
you
sometimes
because
even
there
myself,
is light at the
I'm
end of
like-
the tunnel.
it sucks. Sometimes I'm in a bad position, but I'm like, you know what? I gotta get up. I gotta fucking like push myself, even though I want to get up, and I'm like, fuck, I just want to lay in bed and just fucking hate life. I'm like, you know what? I gotta get up.
Amen.
I'm gonna get up.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Dude,
Yeah,
Brent-
I appreciate you guys having me. And like I said, when I said at the beginning of my rant that how big of an advocate I am for mental health professionals and the job that they do, and for the record, like just to get into a little bit of detail about the mental health aspect. So I started seeing a therapist. She was not a psychiatrist; she was just a clinical therapist, and so she cannot prescribe pills.
Free
And
clinic. Free
No,
clinic.
it certainly
That's
was.
all. That's all. When the drippy dick comes.
Yeah.
when you get that one, hey, you get that one sketchy ass
She
chick.
obviously knows.
That's a different head doctor.
Well, your butt isn't the cleanest butt in the world, Mike. Thank you. I tell you to wash, but you don't. Anywho,
So for the list,
Drippy
so
dick.
so for
Yeah,
the
drippy
listeners,
ass.
So for the listeners that that this resonates with, all I'll say is this. So I started, because a lot of people, at least I shouldn't say a lot of people, but
A lot of people.
my
a lot of people. You could say it here.
my thing,
Fuck them.
my thing was that I didn't want to take pills, drugs, psychosomatic pills. So I started at a clinical psychologist, and she, in our first meeting, she said, you need to see a psychiatrist. And I told her right off the bat, I said, I am not going to take any pills, regardless of what anybody says. I will not take any pills. Because if I'm going to medicate, I'm going to medicate the way I know how to medicate. Because the pills that you prescribe are not any more healthy than the shit that I'm doing.
Yeah,
When the
exactly.
side effect is death, I'm pretty sure I can
Or
fucking live with
heart
it.
disease.
Yeah,
Or some
so-
more shit.
Yeah, I know.
So-
you aged 20 years in about an hour.
So the therapist told me, she said, you need to see a psychiatrist. I said, I'm not going to take any pills. She said, nobody's forcing you to take pills. What I'm asking you is to go see a psychiatrist, and I want the psychiatrist to tell me her opinion about you. And I said, okay, that's fine, but I'm telling you right now. She said,
Is that your motherfucking job? I'm here talking to you. Shit, find out yourself.
But-
say hello.
But someone,
Jesus.
someone who can prescribe pills and who's that's their kind of motif. It's a different wing of the mental health
Just
community.
want a different aspect.
And so she told me, she said, I want you to go see a psychiatrist. And she said, I won't see you again until you see the psychiatrist. I said, will you see me if I refuse pills? She said, yes, but you have to go see her. I said, fair enough. So I went and saw a psychiatrist, and she said, it wasn't anything like, I don't want to sit here and pretend like it was anything outrageous. But she told me, she's like, yeah, I think you have some depression. I think you need to have X, Y, and Z medication in order to straighten you out, blah, blah, blah. And I told her, I said, respectfully, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told the therapist. I'm not going to take pills. And actually, the psychiatrist was great because I told her a couple things about what I was feeling and things I wanted to accomplish. And she looked at me and she said, okay, like, go do it. She said, go do it. She said, go do what you do. So anyway, the point I was getting at is, I didn't want to take medication in that moment. I saw a psychiatrist who told me I had to. She told me that she recommended it. I told her I wasn't going to do it. The therapist continued my sessions and my therapy, and the tools that I got from the therapist. Her name is Dawn Borger. She's in Pacific Beach. For anybody who's struggling,
Is she hot?
She's ugly as fuck. That's what he's.
Oh, okay. No, the face he made. Ugh. Ugh, well, nothing to do with that.
Oh
I don't
no!
want
Oh, is
advice.
that the face I gave you? Because that's not what I meant. She was.
I was
Oh,
trying
did
to
I
fucking save you,
Oh,
man.
did I blow the cover? Because no, she's smoking hot.
Mike, see how much I bitch and fucking complain at him? Huh? Say,
But-
hey, we're entertainers. We've been on stage,
This is
but
my-
almost bucket naked. We read. Thank you.
This is my first time on the podcast. So anyway, I guess what I'm getting at is this.
I don't want to hear.
What
your
I'm
shit
getting
no
at
more.
is this: is that for the listeners out there, you can lean on your mental health professionals, and they might recommend a direction that you might not be comfortable with. Stay true to yourself while at the same time accepting the tools that they provide, because I did not take medication from the psychiatrist. I wasn't comfortable with it. I didn't want to do it. I didn't think I needed it. And my continuing sessions with the therapist going forward after that and the tools that she provided was enough for me to overcome the issues I was facing, grow as a human being, and eventually lead me to a place where I never thought was possible. I wake up every morning, and before I say all my affirmations and meditations and do all the things I do in the morning, I thank my lucky fucking stars that I wake up with, surrounded by the people I do, and it's a wonderful world to
I want to be
live.
surrounded by people I do.
I wait the surrounded by the people.
I want to be surrounded by the.
I do.
I wanna be
I do a
surrounded-
lot of people.
I want to be surrounded by the people I did. Shit. I mean, fuck. I mean, if you're throwing snatch that way, you might as well.
My point is, do you, if you're struggling with mental health issues,
Now you got to do yourself.
Hey. There are 3 people sitting at this table right now.
Tell him to shut
and
the fuck up, Dominic.
There are
Yeah, he's trying, and I'm just like, dude.
There are 3 people who do themselves over and over and over again. So,
Mr. Big Daddy down.
seek help on your terms, people. That's all I'm saying. So,
Thank you,
all right,
Brent.
my rant's over. Now
Yeah,
we can talk
thank
about
you.
fun stuff like cellulite at the
Oh,
DMV.
man. Ugh. We are donezo. I think we're
No,
good.
dude. That's
Man,
very
that was. I think
inspiring.
that's a very positive message we're gonna end on. I think that's very, do good by you first, right?
100%. By you
Right, Mike?
first.
Yes.
So, Mike, we're gonna get a hold of us.
You can get a hold of us at mod4up@gmail.com. You can get us at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube,
Snapchat.
iTunes, Snapchat.
Yeah.
Download on iTunes.
Share the love.
Like us on and view us on YouTube.
Hey,
Yeah.
follow these guys on social media because I'm telling you, this is where the entertainment headquarters is. You guys got to make it happen.
Thanks, man. We're gonna get a hold of you. I mean,
Yeah.
for real
Yeah,
estate,
absolutely.
positive messages, anything. We're gonna get a hold of you.
Anybody who wants to get a hold of me, my personal cell phone number is 619
Hey, did you want to do that?
100%.
Okay.
It's all. It's
I
all.
try to stop
All right,
you.
if you get
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
like,
no. I'm just saying.
It's-
I tried to stop you.
Hey, it's all over the internet, anyways.
Oh, okay.
The
All
number
right.
is 619-550-8070. If you want to hit me with the email, Brent BRENT at BrentTheBroker.com. You can find me at Facebook, Brent Edwards, Instagram, Brent_the_broker.
Yeah.
Snapchat. My Snapchat, hashtag Brent. It's spelled out HA. You guys know how to spell hashtag Brent
I don't.
on Snapchat.
That's Mike's job.
Keep the dick pics to a minimum. Like, don't completely eliminate them. Just keep them to a minimum.
You're gonna get booty calls all
now,
day.
Now you're gonna get it from some cellulite court-ridden
Hey,
people.
I just figured your guys' audience would be a bunch of dudes sending me dick pics on Snapchat.
That's
How
the
rude.
assumption. It's just
That's
me
the
and Mike.
assumption.
That's all me and Mike. That's me and Mike at different angles. And the funny thing is, the funny thing is, you can see both of our hands in the picture, so that you know there's somebody else in the room. Shadows, guys. We don't want shadows.
We use a lot of filters, so it looks like multiple different.
I don't. You have a magnificent penis there, Mike. Brent, thank you for coming on the show. I
Thank you
really
for having me,
appreciate your
guys.
honesty. I really appreciate your positivity.
Inspiration,
Man,
man.
you put out a
like
lot of
being
good
here.
vibes. I love you being my neighbor. This is the first time I actually have a really cool neighbor. I mean, we have cool neighbors. Now we're starting to have really cool neighbors. And with your personality, you came over, you introduced yourself, and I'm super glad you did.
Here,
so
man.
right on, and I introduced you to my boys, and we all clicked.
I feel like part of the crew. Honestly, I'm not gonna
No,
lie.
trust me, you ain't gone through shit.
Yeah, go
Don't
through
say
the
those
gauntlet,
words.
son.
You ain't gone through shit.
I've been around for 18 months. I feel like I'm in this crowd. All right.
I'm so glad. Yeah, I'm so glad he feels like it until we hurt his feelings so bad he like goes home.
And cries.
And it's when you show up again, it's when you're in.
I'm gonna go home and cry regardless of what you guys say to me. It's what I do. I go home, I cry it out, and then I start my next day saying really nice shit about myself.
That
So
sounds like a
preach.
Tuesday to me. No, thank you, Brent.
Thanks for having me,
we're gonna
guys.
post all Brent's information on our Instagram, on our Facebook, on everything
Yeah,
that you
please
guys
do.
follow. So follow, share, subscribe, show the love, please, for Brent, for me, for Mike. Mike does a fabulous job on the everything.
I try, man.
Yeah,
I
no,
keep
you
it
do,
down
yeah.
quiet. That's what he
Little
does.
sources that I have.
Yeah, thanks guys for showing up on a Friday night. Actually, this is I had such a great time. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
I
Thanks for
appreciate
having me,
everything.
man.
And Mike, anything else?
Nope. Peace out.
I'll catch you cats later.